Thanks to the support as a channel member, Jason Odendahl. Now, I wouldn't say it's that I'm in danger of losing the dressing room, but I have just put 5 players on the transfer list. My managerial support is down to average. And, yeah, there seems to be some kind of turn going on with the player support of me as their manager. Luckily, the board have just given me a new 2-year contract, so frankly, don't care what the players think. I'm here for a while. Hello and welcome to Part 15 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kev, and I'm not losing the dressing room. It's fine. I don't know why I've started on the schedule screen. I don't usually. We're going to be playing Tamworth and Boston today, and we did lose 3 games in a row, which has kind of indirectly led to this. Managerial support down to average. Club atmosphere is increasing, which is weird. And we've got players who want to leave. The ringleader of which is Dion Sembi-Ferris, so he's on the transfer list and will hopefully be on his way out of the club this month. It is January, so players, although we don't have a transfer window down in non-league, players are more likely to leave at this time of year because football league clubs get the merry-go-round going. So Sembi-Ferris is asking to leave, but we've also put Brown Sterling on the transfer list. Brandon Taylor is on the transfer list. Sambone is on the transfer list. Jordan Ado Antoine is on the transfer list. Basically, everybody was moaning about lack of game time. We're going to bin them off and bring in new players if we have to. I am not going to mess up this season because of a lack of managerial support. So anyone who doesn't support the manager is done. I think that's entirely reasonable. This is what the league table looks like. We have dropped down ever so slightly, just 2 points off top of the table, Hereford. Still very much in the mix and well clear of the playoffs. So at the very least, we're going to have the playoffs this season, but obviously we want to go up automatically because I don't win playoffs. I was going to say, why is there no past winners there? Of course, that was the year there was no winner. I understand. Right, let's play a football match. We are playing first up Tamworth. It was going to be Boston, but we keep getting a waterlogged pitch as well. So the Boston match that was due to be a couple of days ago has been postponed until a Thursday. Whether or not it actually gets played, I'm not sure, because our last couple of... in fact, several home games lately have been postponed because of waterlogged pitch. We did get to play Braintree. It seems to be hit and miss whether our pitch is waterlogged or not. We shall see. So this is the team for Tamworth. Must win. We just got to win matches now. That's it. Win matches, and the dressing room will come back round. Marshall in goal, a back four of Green, Donnelly, Johnson, and Cisse. Ajuchi on the left-hand side of midfield. By the way, t'other fella who was playing on the left wing, Nkrumah has been recalled by Leyton Orient because we weren't using him properly. He played 12 games, but because we weren't playing him on the left wing, we were playing him left midfield. They got a grumpy on, so we've only got one left winger again. We are going to have to do some transfers soon, I think. We are running low on players, especially if all these guys we've transfer listed end up leaving. We've got money to do it as well, if we need to, so there might be some shenanigans to come. But Ajuchi on the left for today, Smith, Roberts and Quirk are the rest of the midfield, and then Onyeka and Campton Sturridge up front. Let's get this team submitted and go out there and score some goals. If you're wondering where Saul is injured. He's going to be out for the next couple of weeks. He damaged his kneecap on the 19th of December, so he's already missed a couple of weeks, misses a couple more as well. That's the main reason why we lost a couple of football matches, because we didn't have our main goal threat. And Onyeka and Sturridge, neither of them quite at the level that Saul is at. It's a weird one, really, because, I mean, last season, Brown Sterling got 20-plus goals for us, and he's way down the pecking order. Campton Sturridge, Onyeka, both score relatively consistently, but without Saul there scoring more than a goal a game, the cracks really start to show with his team. But Campton Sturridge is in here. Couldn't get his shot away, though. I thought it might for a second. Fall into the path of Onyeka. A very firm pass back to the goalkeeper there from the Tamworth defender that they just about get away with, but that could have been a spectacular own goal. Unfortunately, it wasn't. It remains 0-0, and Blythe Spartans now sneaking back above us as they go ahead in their game, emphasising the fact that we really, really need to grab a goal. Ajuchi just can't get past his man. I'm wondering if maybe we go back to the diamond. Now we're running low on wingers again. But we've not got much in the way of centre mids either, although it does, I guess, get the best out. Roberts Sturridge was in there, but couldn't get there ahead of the goalkeeper. He just doesn't quite have the pace that he needs to be a real threat. He's kind of got everything else, but he is a little bit light on pace, but didn't need pace there. Was in the right place at the right time to nod the ball past the Tamworth goalkeeper for his 8th goal of the season. It's 1-0 to Peterborough Sports. Look at the fans out in force today. Just have a little look at this replay from the other angle. Onyeka doing well to get into the wide area and just dinks it across to Campton Sturridge, who is there to nod home to put us ahead. And hopefully that puts us back up. Well, it will put us back up above Blyth Spartans again. I'm not quite sure what's going on in the other 2 matches. We haven't had time to check yet, but there's Campton Sturridge again. Brings the ball down nicely. And that is a wonderful goal from DJ Campton Sturridge. My word, that was some good football. Again, doesn't need pace there. When he's not in a situation where he relies on pace, this is what I mean about him having everything else. If he had a couple of extra points on his pace and his acceleration, I mean, he'd be in the Championship and not playing for us. It's something I've said a gazillion times over the years. At this level, you don't ever get a player who's got a little bit of everything. They've all got something missing that stops them from playing at a higher level. For him, it's his lack of pace. And you can see that when he gets the right opponent and the right opportunities, he is brilliant. But just the fact he's a little bit slow is what's going to hold him back for his entire career. But Onyeka has got in behind again here. Can he square? He doesn't need to. He's just taken a touch and walloped it past the goalkeeper. It's 3-0 now to Peterborough Sports. I haven't even looked where Tamworth are in the league. Is this an impressive performance? I feel like Tamworth are probably down in the relegation zone. We'll have a look at it from the other angle, though. Johnson, big ball forward for Onyeka. It's one of our favourite routes to goal. It's why we play with a target man. So we can aim at him. So we can target him. Yeah, Tamworth. You certainly have to scroll to find them. I didn't actually see exactly where they were there. Let's try again. Tamworth just outside the relegation zone. But as it stands, we go back above Hereford because of goal difference. And we're 1 point off the top of the league. So this is good. And then we've got our game in hand, I think it is, against Boston in what is probably our local derby, Peterborough Sports against Boston. Even though it is a game in hand, it's not a game in hand. It's a weird one. It's the replay of a postponed match from earlier in the week. But we've played the same amount of matches as everybody else. It's all getting a bit messy down in the National League North as we hit winter and everyone starts getting matches postponed. Happening all over the place. Right, Brown Sterling's going to come on. And we're also going to bring Sembi Ferris on the left-hand side of midfield. The irony of Sembi Ferris kicking off at the moment is that with Nkrumah having gone back to Leyton Orient, Sembi Ferris has a very good opportunity to establish himself on the left-hand side of our midfield, but he just kicked up a fuss before he had the opportunity. So, I mean, we'll use him while he's at the club. We're not in the situation where we can just banish players and never use them again. But I think he'd have a much stronger chance of establishing himself if he wasn't in a moody. What are we going to do, eh? 3-0 win. That should hopefully go a long way towards cheering up the grumpy gooses that we've got in our number. And should we go and have a look at dynamics? No, still declining managerial support. There's an extra name on there compared to what was there before. I think it's Hinchy has now been added to the list. Goodness me. There you go. Potential issue with Hinchy now. Everyone's getting grumpy. What am I supposed to do with these grumpy boys? Other than just keep winning football matches, I guess. This is the problem when you bring them all in and promise them all first-team football. Maybe don't do that, everybody. I think Hinchy probably has got a fair argument for actually playing some football. He is pretty useful. But let's not worry about the off-the-field nonsense. We've now won 3 league games in a row again, which is a nice little return to some form. Now we just need to beat Boston and we can find ourselves top of the league. Right, some shuffling around shenanigans because we've only gone a couple of days since our last game. So the back four for this one is Donnelly, Al-Jafri, Johnson and McKnight. Cisse moving back up into midfield. Farr's coming in on the right-hand side. Still no room for Jamie Sewell, who is still injured. So I don't know why we just saw Callum Cisse's form page. I don't want to give you any insight into me actually paying attention to things like that when picking the team. That ruins the reputation. Right, let's get this submitted. There was, weirdly, a round of games on Tuesday. So we played on Saturday, and now we're playing again on Thursday. There was a round of game on Tuesday that we weren't a part of. So this has now become a game in hand again. We've got 2 games in hand on file. We seem to be playing all the football. But by my Kev maths, I don't think we can actually go top of the league after all, because is it Chorley who were top of the league? Oh, that was close from Sturridge. I think it's Chorley who are top of the league. Just a quick look. It is Chorley who are top of the league. They're 3 points ahead of us, and we can only add an additional 2 points because we've already got the one because we're drawing. Mathematics. So we're not going to end the episode top of the league after all, but hopefully with another win against our local-ish rivals and one step closer towards restoring some dressing room harmony. Although the start of this match has not gone our way at all. We're approaching half-time. We've only had one shot. And now Boston with a highlight, a set piece, a free kick, and they've rattled the crossbar with it. McKnight, I mean, very nearly scoring a ridiculous own goal. He did get there ahead of the Boston player, but just kind of hit it in whatever direction he was facing, and it nearly ended up in the back of the net. We got away with one there, but we do have to continue defending this corner. Cisse can't win the ball back. Onyeka does win the header, and it falls back to Onyeka again, and now the shot from the Boston player goes well over, and hopefully that can be a little bit of a reprieve for us. We have had a terrible start to this match. Al-Jafri doing a nice interception there, gives it to Cisse, and now Ajuchi. This would be perfect if we could grab a goal just before half-time when we've been so poor in this first half, and it's Campton Sturridge who's in. Oh, and it whistles past the far post. It was good play from Onyeka to slot Sturridge in, but he couldn't get his shot on target. That was our best opportunity of the half, probably the best opportunity of the half for either team. And we are still well off the pace in this match, though. And I guess we'll offer some encouragement. Let's not tell them that we're off the pace. Let's tell them we can still win this. We're very good at football. Clever boys. And nothing's happening. I don't know. What do we do here? Do we go to the diamond? Do we push the wingers forward? We don't have another striker to bring on. We've got Brown Sterling, but he's so far down the pecking order now, he barely counts. I think we do this. We've got to try something. We're at home. Let's try and actually win the football match. We will take off Sturridge. Brown Sterling can come on and play up front. And we have got, I guess we could bring on Sembi Ferris and maybe give Hinchy that run out in midfield that he was whinging for. There you go. We've got a bit more attacking. A little bit of a change in personnel. We're going to demand more. We need to win matches like this. The playoffs are no use for us. We need to be going up automatically. So it's a home match. We've been really poor. Let's go and actually try and do something in these last few minutes. Roberts in midfield, playing it back to McKnight. We're on an attacking instruction. Get the ball forward. Not quite in that style, though. Aim the ball. Allow me to clarify. Get the ball forward, but please try and aim at the players in the blue shirts. Let's try that one again. So Donnelly now from left back plays it forward, does aim for a blue shirt, doesn't get close enough to him, though, to actually lead to us getting a chance. And Boston were through, but weirdly held the ball up. I guess he knew what he was doing. So he ended up getting a decent opportunity out of it. I guess he was just didn't back his own pace to get past our defenders. Did look like a big opportunity for Boston, though, that they've squandered, and now they've got the corner. 10 minutes left on the clock. Ajuchi has now picked up an injury. We've got no other substitutions to use, so he's just going to have to get on with it. Al-Jafri is there to head the ball clear, and Sembi Ferris has given away a penalty. This is why you don't use the players who want to leave, boys and girls, because they do stupid things like that. And now we need a Marshall moment because Boston are going to score. We have not looked like scoring all evening. And once again, when it comes to a big match, this has been the theme. We had a look at the schedule at the start of the episode. The theme is when we play against the bigger teams, Fylde, Hereford, now Boston, we bottle it against them. We're really good at swatting aside the teams in the bottom half of the table and knocking multiple goals past them, doing some lovely stat padding. When it comes to these big matches against the tougher opponents, we so often don't turn up, and it's been the case again today. We'll demand more. It's too late for all that. Sembi Ferris is done. He was such a key player for us last year. I really enjoyed him last season, but for whatever reason, I just don't think he likes not being first name on the team sheet. It shouldn't be a case of because the rest of the team has improved, he's got worse. That's not what's happened. But I think he was Mr. Reliable week in, week out. And now he's not playing week in, week out. Frustration. Big frustration. So that puts us 4 points off the top. We're still just over halfway through the season. There's still time. Oh, an offer for Sam Bone. I mean, I'd happily take that, but I'm wondering if we can squeeze some more money out of them. He's worth 40,000 apparently. Can we meet halfway at 30? 23. You know what? That's fine. That is fine. Let's let him go. Ince, Dagenham and Redbridge boss Paul Ince is looking at Onyeka. That wouldn't be ideal. Well, look, every time we play anyone good, Hereford, Fylde, Boston, Lincoln, obviously. We've got to stop that nonsense. Luckily, our next game is against Banbury, who are rubbish. Once again, we will get a bunch of games under our belts now. We're probably only going to have a couple more episodes in this regular season, because I think we've probably got the playoffs in our future, which is very sad. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.